Welcome back to the Austin's Wildlife YouTube channel, and today I'm out here at Clanton Creek. I'm making my return, although I'm not on the same side as last time. Check that out. Somebody definitely killed that sign. Anyway, we're gonna get out here and do some camping. Got my gear loaded up. You guys probably think that's too much, but hey, I want to be comfortable out here, so I'm gonna stay for a few days, so I'm gonna pack it heavy. Plus I can carry the load, so I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna go ahead and weigh this for you guys so you guys can see how much this bag weighs with all my stuff in it. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so this is like a fishing scale thing, but hopefully it'll work. Alright, turned on. Alright, here we go. Let's see how heavy this thing is. According to this, we're about 37 pounds ish. 36, 37 pounds. Not too bad. Alright, so this is my first time out here on this side, so I'm not too sure where the site is going to be located. Back there was a site just right off the road by the entrance, but I don't think I want to camp there, so I guess we'll just hike around for a little while and see where this trail takes us. Hopefully we find the other site. Unfortunately, I don't have a map to this location. It's kind of a pain in the butt to find a map for this Clanton Creek unit, so we're just gonna ruck around and see where it's at, discover it, so that way I'll know for next time. Trail's not too bad, pretty smooth so far. Everything's starting to come back to life. Last time I was out here, everything was completely dead and it was cold. I think tonight's low is 35, so I went ahead and just brought my stove with me so I'm comfortable, although I probably don't need it, but I'll just be more comfortable that way. So yeah, the whole Clanton Creek trail system is 5 miles long, according to the online information I found. In my last Clanton Creek camping series, I did without the wagon. I didn't bring it with, and that was kind of a pain in the butt. So I had to hold a bunch of my stuff instead of hauling it like this, which I like a lot better. It's a lot easier on my hands and makes the hiking around a lot more bearable. Hoping I can find the site fairly easily. Seems like I'm going in somewhat of a circle, so let's hope not. Oh well, I guess I could use the exercise. I might try to look something up real quick and figure this out. Alright, well, it turns out I had the wrong location in my Google Maps, but it was just a less than a minute down the road difference. So now we should be on the right path to reach the campsite. So hopefully we make it and find it. Good thing my gear is all pretty light, so it wasn't really anything to it to get it all back in the car and back out again. So according to the map, we gotta take a left, and it should come out somewhere on the end of this trail. So I'll see you guys then when we reach that point. Well, that's definitely a good sign. We're on the right path. So shouldn't be much further ahead and we'll be there, according to my map that I found online. Alright, well, I believe I see the site just down this hill, right in that little spot. Alright, well, this is the process so far. How it's coming along, 30 minutes in. This is where we're at. Got the stove set up. And I'm going to get my cot laid in here and get settled in. We've got this nice fire pit here we'll get some good use out of. Also got some pre-cut wood. Probably try to cut that down into some smaller pieces and use some of this stuff for my stove. And then cut down some other stuff. There's a branch there I can cut up. Someone left their Mountain Dew trash bottle here, but it's alright. Yeah, things are looking good. This is my 360 view of where I'm at. I'm in a bottom. It's pretty nice down here. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get settled in. Alright, got my wood pile started here. Let's see if I can't split these down a little bit more into some smaller pieces for the stove. Let's hope this will chop through. I don't have much room in here, so I gotta kinda, I guess I could take it outside, but alright, well, that worked. I'll probably take my saw and saw these down in half. Alright, well, I've got these mostly split up. I'm going to take this saw of mine and saw some of these in half to get smaller pieces of wood out of them. This saw is real easy to set up. I like it. I got it from Walmart, surprisingly. It's a Swiss Tech. It's also got an adjustable tensioner. You don't need any extra tools to do that. That took probably 30 seconds to get going. But now I'm gonna try to saw it in half. I'm going for maybe a little bit longer than that, but I'm just gonna go ahead and start stacking these up in my stove and continue doing that. This is what our wood pile is looking like, and that's what our stove is looking like. Making some progress. Been doing this for maybe 20 minutes now, so. Alright, time to organize my wood pile. This should definitely get me through tonight and then some. This is really hard wood I found. It's definitely hard to split. It's got like a reddish tint to it. Not sure what kind of tree it's from. I'm not a tree expert, but I can tell it's some hard wood. So that should take a while to burn. Alright, that's what we're looking like so far. We've got our little pile over there. And I got it filled up with some small ones for when I get it started. So we're looking good. Alright, I'm gonna try to chew through some of this and then go ahead and use this for my campfire. So let's get this rolling and started. Let me get this thorn out of my way. Alright. If I can get a couple of these decent logs here, I'll have a nice cozy campfire for sure. These are some nice dry, thick logs here. Well, they will be logs once I split this big tree up. Just about halfway through this one. So it's going to take a few minutes. Currently 3:10 p.m. 4/19/26 is the date. Alright, well, after 20 minutes of sawing, I went ahead and got another chunk out. This side's almost broken through. Let me see if I can't break it real quick and then haul it up to the fire pit. There we go. Alright, I just spent a couple minutes digging out this ash with that rock, so I got more room in my fire pit. Here's my 2 big logs that should burn well into the night once I get it started. I think now I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of exploring. Alright, well, I take a good guess and say this is Clanton Creek. This is what I'm gonna explore. So let's check it out. Check out how rotten this stump is. Alright, this is the complete setup. I've got my fire going ahead of time, so we're not going to mess with that later. And I'll probably just take some hot coals from that and put it in my stove. Brought out the oil lamp. It's looking pretty cool. Looking good. I got both ends open. It's a little hot still yet. This is not the entrance. This is just the one I got open to let the breeze in, and I got my food and water. It's definitely a nice spot. And this is my entrance. Setup's looking pretty good. There's my wood pile. I've got plenty to last me through the night. More than enough. Probably even into tomorrow. So I'm just gonna chill out here by my fire and wait for the sunset. It's 5:14 right now, so got a few hours to go still yet, but I'll probably eat dinner here pretty soon. Alright, well, my fire's still going good, and I've accumulated a decent pile of wood to keep me going. Probably well into tomorrow, and then I got some smaller sizable logs over there for my stove if I need. So I just got those on standby just in case, because you can never have enough wood. Better to have too much than to run out in the middle of the night and start freezing. You guys can probably also hear that woodpecker. Pretty nice out here. One of these logs has a little bit of moisture in it, so you can probably hear it sizzling. It's cooking it out. Yeah, it's a beautiful evening out here. It's almost 6:30, so I'll be eating my dinner here soon. Beautiful setup. Oh, I made myself somewhat of a little chair. I sawed some tips on all the opposite ends and then used my opposite end of the axe and hit those in. But now I think I'm gonna have dinner, which is menu 3: chicken, egg noodles, and vegetables in sauce. I'm not going to do a review on this one. I'm just going to go ahead and eat it, but I'll show you guys somewhat of a presentation. Alright, so I've got the main course heating up. Chicken, egg noodles, and vegetables and sauce. It's sizzling up. I got crackers, apple jelly, and peanut butter. So that should be nice. I'm going to eat that next. I also got some applesauce with raspberry puree, M&Ms, peanut butter M&Ms, and then I got for my beverage, tropical punch. So I'm going to go ahead and get into these crackers, apple jelly, and peanut butter, and get back at you guys when I get that set up. This is my first time trying the apple jelly. Looks like honey. And I got my peanut butter. I'm going to go ahead and smush these together. And I'm going to go ahead and eat it. Well, the apple jelly and peanut butter cracker was pretty nice, although the jelly was a little bit messy. So I want to show you guys my chair as well. My DIY makeshift chair. So far it's exceeding my expectations. I figured I would have leaned back on it and the branches, logs, would have snapped back, but so far so good. I'm enjoying it. Alright, now I'm going in for my applesauce with raspberry puree. Try to show you guys what it looks like without making a mess. Just like applesauce, but red. I'll go ahead and give it a try. It's pretty good, not bad. I also got into my tropical punch, and that's not too bad either. It's almost like a Hawaiian punch. Red. Pretty good. Now we're going to get into the main course here. If I can get it open. Looks pretty good. It's nice and steamy and warm. Looks delicious. Let's go ahead and get a bite. I'm surprised. It's super hot, and the chicken in here is nice and very tender, along with everything else. I really like this one. It's really good. It also came with powdered hot sauce and salt if you'd like to add that to it, but I'm not going to do all that. I'm just going to eat it as is. Alright, I've got the stove going. Starting to kick up pretty good here. I got the flue fully open. We'll go outside and see what the chimney's looking like. Got a little smoke trail. Once it gets pretty thick, I'll cut the flue off some, but until then, I'm just gonna let it heat up and get things going. Figured I'd better get that going before it gets too dark and cold. While I let that do its thing, I'm going to sit by the fire in my DIY chair and enjoy it. Alright, I just fired up the oil lamp because it's starting to get dark out, and that way it's already going, and I gotta mess with that in the dark. It's on the lowest setting possible. Got the wick down as far low as I can without it going out, and I'm just sitting by the fire still. And now it's real calm out here, not even a little breeze, so just gonna continue to enjoy this. Well, I've made my way into the tent for the night. Fire's going real good. It's nice and hot in here. It's not as bright as it is in person on camera, but fire's definitely glowing. got this light going. I got some music playing on my phone. So yeah, I'm just gonna lay here, relax, and enjoy the stove fire and listen to whatever's outside rustling around in the leaves. Some little critter. Well, I'm not worried about it. Alright, I think I'll see you guys in the morning, unless if anything major happens and I decide to record. But we're gonna have a dehydrated cereal in the morning, so stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys then. Well, good morning. I made it through the night and survived. I had to load the fire about 4 or 5 times, but my body like naturally woke up to it, like going out, because it could sense a temperature change. So, but it wasn't too bad. I slept pretty good otherwise. I just reloaded it. It's a little crisp this morning. Once it gets a little warm in here, I'll probably get breakfast going. So I'll see you guys then. Alright, so for breakfast we're gonna have some strawberry granola with milk. Vanilla almond granola with strawberries and milk. Alpine Air Foods. So let's go ahead, and it says just add water. Made in the USA, 19 grams of protein, 820 calories. So let's go ahead and get into this. This should be really good. Alright, to start, this is what it looks like. Now I'm just going to add some water to it. Let me see if it says where to fill it. To the 5 on the easy fill line. Alright, so let's do that. I think that's about it right there. You can always add more if you want it to be more cereally and milky. Alright. It's looking pretty good so far. Alright, let's get a bite. Not bad at all. I like it. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this off. Alright, well, that's gonna be it for this adventure at the Clanton Creek. If you guys are interested, I have another Clanton Creek camping series that'll be at the end of this video in a playlist. So if you'd like, go ahead and check that out. And you'll probably notice I have long hair. That's when I decided to grow my hair out, but since then I've chopped it all off and I ended up donating it. But I'll show you guys camp, what it's looking like. That's where the tent was. I've left behind just my wood stash, so if somebody else wants to use that. And then I got my fire burning out. Left some logs. This shouldn't be problematic. It'll be alright. I'm not too worried about it. It's pretty moist out here, so I don't think there's any risk of catching this forest on fire, so should be alright. But yeah, with that being said, I think I'm gonna get going and head out of here and get home and start editing this video. Well, anyways, thank you guys for tuning in to today's adventure, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. I just decided I'll be safe and contain the fire a little more. I put these grates back over it, flip them over, and stomp some of the wood in, so we definitely should be good as far as the fire. You always want to make sure you either got it put out or anything like that, it's full of leave your campsite, especially in the desert.